There's so many different things that you need to learn, and you're going to fail, and that's okay.
Most pilots don't understand what career opportunities are available in the world of aviation. They're making career decisions based on advice from friends or posts on internet forums, meaning they are taking huge risks with their livelihood without having all the details. This podcast was created to help you understand the aviation industry so you can find your dream job. Let's get ready for Pushback. Here's your host and my dad, Nick Fialka.
Hey, pilot, what's up? It's Nick Fialka. I hope you are having an awesome day and ready for another solo episode where we are going to talk about something that I think is relatively important for a lot of pilots, and that's imposter syndrome, right? The idea that you are not good enough. Have you ever felt uncertain or lacked confidence in your decisions or your abilities? It's a common experience that it can make you feel powerless and unsure. But what if I told you that cultivating a sense of surety and certainty and confidence in our lives can have incredible benefits that lead to success and make you have the ability to become a better pilot? So today I want to talk about the importance of surety, certainty, and confidence in our lives and how we can increase them and why we should avoid the temptation of arrogance and ignorance. And I think that is so important. First, let's just define what we are talking about. Let's talk about what we mean by surety, certainty, and confidence, right? Surety refers to the feeling of security and stability, while certainty is the knowledge that something is true or will happen. Confidence is a belief in one's ability or qualities. And so when we have all of these qualities, we can make better decisions, we can communicate more effectively, we can reduce stress and anxiety, and we can increase our self-esteem and self-worth. That to me really resonates when I think about flying and what it takes to go from zero to hero. There are so many complexities and there's so many things that are at hand. In our world, we're always learning, right? We are always finding a way to accomplish the next task. It's not always the case that we know what's up and we know what we're doing all the time. And it's never going to be the case. Even when you are a senior wide-body pilot at some major airline, there's still things you are going to learn. And the entire time you are flying, it's going to be an uphill battle of learning, and you're going to make mistakes, and you're going to be falling short of what you think is perfection. And I want you to have confidence to know that it's okay to always learn. And this imposter syndrome thing that I talk about, the feeling that you shouldn't be there or that you are not good enough, it's a lie and it's not true, and you are good enough. You are constantly going to be focusing on getting better. You are constantly going to be learning new things, whether you're just now focusing on your private pilot license and thinking about the solo and how could you possibly solo an airplane. You are not a person that has ever done that. And all of a sudden, one day you get in the aircraft, you start it up, you get on the takeoff roll, you're worried that you've forgotten something on your checklist, and you just start going down that runway. You pull back on the stick, and all of a sudden you're flying. You are finding out in real time that you are good enough, and you land and you're stoked and you're happy and you high five your instructor, and everybody's happy that you have completed this task and that you are successful, and that is awesome. Fast forward to when you get on with a regional or an ultra low cost carrier or something that is another big step, and you have to learn how to fly a jet, and you have to learn how to use an FMS, and you have to learn all of the rules and regulations of the world in which you are operating, whether it's the 121 world or the Part 91 or 91K or 135 or what have you. There are so many new things to learn. And as you learn, especially as a junior person in the seat, it's just going to be this huge, huge glide slope that is going to give you tons and tons of information. And you're going to hear things multiple times, and you're going to forget things multiple times. And you know what? That's okay. You're going to take off in cold weather, and the captain is going to remind you to turn on the anti-ice. Oh my goodness. Like, what a simple thing. You should be able to remember that. Or it's going to be cold outside and you're going to do walk around. You're going to come back in and the captain's going to ask, hey, was there any ice on the wings? And you're going to sit there be thinking, oh, I didn't even look. I don't even know. I didn't even think about de-ice procedures. What do I have to do? And you know what? It's okay, but it's important to say, let me go back out there and take another look. That wasn't my big focus. And go look and see, and then come back and tell that captain, oh, we definitely need to go de-ice. And then what are the de-ice procedures? There's so many different things that you need to learn, and you're going to fail, and that's okay. So I want to talk about your surety and your confidence, right? You can increase your sense of surety and your sense of confidence. And first, you need to identify your strengths and weaknesses. Know where you're strong. Know where you need to work on things. Having the self-awareness of this allows us to build up upon our strengths while working on our weaknesses. We should set achievable goals and work toward them. Don't try to think about what it's going to be like flying some multi-engine jet if you are just starting out. Set an achievable goal and work toward it. Get through the next thing at hand and learn from your mistakes and seek support of positive and supportive people. Finding those people that can offer you mentorship and guidance is crucially important. I think about that with me. I fly at a major airline and I have a lot of responsibilities. I've been flying for a really, really long time, but I am in no way perfect. And I have mentors that work in my company that help me understand and grow daily. I have a friend that's a check airman at my company that flies the same jet I do, and I ask him questions all the time. I ask him about things that I never thought about. And when I have a question, I'll pick up the phone and I'll send a text or I'll make a call. But really what I'm doing is I'm broadening my horizon, and I am getting past that point of where my weakness is, because I know where my weakness is and I'm not afraid to ask questions. Practicing self-care and seeking professional help when you are doing this is an important step in building your sense of surety and confidence. The more questions I ask, the more answers I hear, the more I can put the tools in my tool belt to be able to be effective and be successful. But we also have to be aware of the temptation of arrogance and ignorance. Arrogance is the sense of superiority and entitlement, while ignorance is the lack of knowledge or awareness. Both of those things can lead to poor decision-making. They can lead to closed-mindedness and difficulty in building relationships. I'm sure that you have already seen it. If you are on the path to becoming a pilot, the never-ending path, you are going to see those people that are closed-minded and have a difficult time building friendships, building relationships. They know what's right all the time, and you're going to do what they're going to do. And I'll tell you a story about that. I was flying with a new captain at one point, and one of the things I do when we're taxiing is I'll sit in the right seat and I'll read taxi instructions as we're going. So, hey, there's Charlie. We're coming up on Kilo. We're going to make a right turn on Kilo and then hold short 27. Well, I was doing that. I was doing what I normally do. And it was this new captain that I had never flown with. And we were probably 5 or 6 turns into the taxi, and he stops the aircraft and he puts on the parking brake. And he looks over at me and says, "Hey, I've been doing this for a really long time. I know where we're going and I don't need your help." And that was it. He lost me. At that moment, he lost me. We were no longer a team. It was him versus me. I had shut down. And I looked at him and I said, "All right, my bad, man." And he takes off the parking brake and he moves forward and he immediately makes a wrong turn and ground calls and asks us what we're doing. And because he shut me down, because he was overconfident and he was closed-minded and he was not looking to foster a team, he lost the team and he had nothing. And he made a mistake and nobody was there to help him out. And I could have sat there and felt vindicated and like smug, and my heart went out to him. I hated it for him because it's part of what we do as pilots to help one another. And I want you to be that person that fosters that team, that fosters the relationship. When you have surety, that allows us to be self-assured without being arrogant and open-minded without being ignorant. So if you know where we're going, you can rely on the other person to help you along and to be open-minded if there's a correction. If you think we're turning left and the other person says we need to turn right, that's crew resource management. That is assertiveness. That is communication. That is leadership. It's a lot of the different portions of it. And we need to have more crew resource management when we are flying. The better you are at that, the more successful you are going to be in the long run. And it is so important because your surety, your certainty, and your confidence are essential qualities that bring immense benefit to your life. It brings benefit to your professional life, but it also brings benefits to your personal life. By identifying our strengths and weaknesses, we can set those achievable goals. We can seek support, get guidance. We can build that surety and that sense of confidence. And if we avoid the temptation of arrogance and ignorance, we become open-minded, we become empathetic, and we become successful pilots. And that's what I want you to be, as a successful pilot. I want you to know that you can build everything by being self-aware, by being a person that encounters other people where they are. And that can be a big, big challenge for our world because pilots are confident, but it just takes a little bit of overconfidence to have the entire house of cards fall down. And so I want to caution you on that. And I want you to grow. I want you to grow today to keep your inertia, to keep yourself moving forward. You have to build confidence with teamwork. You have to build surety with friendship. You have to build all of it together to make yourself a better pilot. Hey, before I let you go, I need to mention one thing because a lot of people are asking me, can you do anything? Can you help me with this? And the answer is yes. At Spitfire Elite, we will make more millionaires this year than Major League Baseball will make in the next 5 years. Our company actually does this. It's called Spitfire Elite Interview Consulting. And you can find us over at SpitfireElite.com. Our clients, they call us the easy button for interview prep because everything you need to crush your interview is there in one spot. Whether it's application review or interview prep, all of it is covered. We've helped thousands of clients who are now flying at their dream jobs because our coaches gave them the one-on-one feedback that they needed to succeed on the biggest day of their life. The best part of Spitfire is our community. All Spitfire clients will get access to our private chats where they can work with each other and they can work with our coaches and get the latest information on all the airlines. If you'd like to make sure that you are 100% ready to go on your big day, There is only one choice. Everything you need is in one place, and I think it's pretty affordable. You'll have to take a look for yourself. Just go over to SpitfireElite.com and check us out. Use the coupon code PODCAST and it'll save you 10%. And by the way, I will see you on the next episode. The statements made on this show are my own opinions and do not reflect, nor are they under any direction from my employer.